Hello and welcome to Stay Paid, the sales and marketing podcast from Reminder Media, where we bring you the best actionable advice to help you grow your business so you can live a life of freedom tomorrow, but only if you take action today. My name is Joshua Stike, VP of Marketing here at Reminder Media, and with me is Luke Acree, President of Reminder Media.
What's up, everybody?
And today our guest is Leonard Schiffman. Leonard is the CEO and owner of RE/MAX Direct Realty and the co-owner of Motto Mortgage Group, as well as running his own appraisal company, Leonard Schiffman Appraisal. He is a native of the Pacific Northwest, born and raised in the greater Seattle area, currently residing in Edmonds, Washington. Leonard has 27 years of experience in the residential construction industry, including 20 years as a general contractor. Leonard, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thanks, Josh. It's nice to be here.
Leonard, man, it's great to have you. And guys, I'm super excited to have Leonard on this podcast because as you hear what Josh is saying, not only is he running a couple different businesses, 27 years of experience, Leonard has been a long-time client of Reminder Media, specifically our American Lifestyle magazine, a huge advocate for us in our business, but more than just an advocate, he's really been a confidant in helping us tweak and fine-tune our initiatives. He gives us feedback on what we're trying to do strategy-wise, and it's been incredible because he has boots on the ground that he's doing every day, and he has 27 years of experience. And I remember the first time I called Leonard, and what was crazy is, and then we, for the next year and a half, I've never been challenged from a visionary perspective.
Absolutely.
As much as I am when I talk to Leonard. I remember telling you, Leonard, one time on a phone call, I said, man, I've got to box you in, man. I got to bring you down. Every time I talk to you, there's another idea. And I see that common in entrepreneurs, people who go out on their own. You just see the world in such a light that gives you the inspiration and their persistence to keep going and going and going. Because I know you've had some ups and downs and success. So Leonard, thank you so much for being on this podcast. I know it's going to be stellar in what you're going to bring to the table. But if you could just take maybe 30 seconds to maybe a few minutes to introduce yourself, give your backstory of, how you got into real estate, your journey in real estate, how you became a broker owner, kind of introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, I'd love to. So, I had a full ride athletic scholarship to college right out of high school, and I decided at the last minute to ditch that and get into construction and learn how to be a journey level carpenter and get a trade under my belt and learn everything there was to know about residential home building and be able to do it myself, design homes, build homes. And that's what I did. The first 7 years of my life, I was training to be a journey level carpenter, and then I moved right into general contracting. I designed and built a few homes, and then I settled into kind of a routine of interior finish work, remodeling, and, like I say, the occasional custom home build. And during that first 10 years of being a contractor, I actually got my real estate license in the late 80s. Probably before you guys were born, and
I wish.
Sorry.
That actually might be true. That might be true.
Yeah. It was back in the days when you had to go live at night 3 nights a week, and it took 3 months, and I passed my exam, and then I ended up just doing nothing with it because I didn't feel I had the confidence to go out and sell a home, even though I knew how to build one. I needed to know more. So, it just worked out that I stayed in the construction industry for another 20 years. And then I had an opportunity to become a real estate appraiser, and I made that transition in my early 40s. And then in 2008, May of 2008, the best time to become a realtor in this country, I decided to get my realtor license and add that as a feather to my cap, along with appraising. And I felt at that time, now I can credibly help a buyer or seller in a purchase or sale transaction based on my experience. So I kind of did things in reverse of the way people normally do them. And then that led to starting my own real estate firm, Leonard Schiffman Leonard Schiffman Incorporated. And then RE/MAX came a knocking and recruiting, and I ended up purchasing a franchise here in Edmonds and opened my doors in, January of 2014 as RE/MAX Direct Realty. I still did appraisals at that time, and my construction career is long over. So now I am 5 years in. RE/MAX just renewed my franchise for another 5 years. And I'm also 50% owner of Motto Mortgage franchises. We have 3 of them. We have one open here in Edmonds, one opening in Laramie, Wyoming here shortly, and then we have a third one where it's a standalone, and we haven't decided where we're going to open that one, and that's where I sit today.
That's awesome. You know, one thing that stuck out when you were saying that, Leonard, that I never had thought about before in talking to you is that it wasn't until you were 40 that you changed careers and did the appraisal business. And I think a lot of times, just a point to make to the audience, because I know everybody is out there searching for living this life of freedom. It's a lot of times, you know, especially for people who have been stuck in a career, you think it's too late.
Yeah.
And you think, you know, oh, it's too late to go out there and do what you want to do. But at 40, you started the appraisal. And then after that, you did the real estate and got in. Now, explain to the audience, did you practice residential real estate yourself, or did you go right in kind of as owning the franchise and recruiting agents? You know, give me a little background there.
I practiced, in 2008, May of 2008. Do you remember what was selling?
Foreclosures?
Yes. And my office, everybody was, they're having the cars repossessed. Yep. And they were all crying at the meetings. And
they're all crying at the meetings.
As an appraiser, I was out there appraising a lot of homes that were short sales and foreclosures and REOs. I was an FHA appraiser, and I was doing those, and I was thinking, well, those homes are selling. So when I signed up with a local company, a really great company, still a great company today, I love this company, Windermere. It's a local company. A dear friend of mine, the person that actually mentored me, owns a Windermere here in Mill Creek. And so I decided to become the office's expert in short sales. So it took 14 months, but after 14 months of networking and, I signed up immediately for your magazine and just got the word out best I could. I became a short sale expert, and in 14 months, I had 7 short sale listings and successfully negotiated closing 6 of them. And then I had a couple buyers along the way, and then the market picked up. And then I basically just kind of settled into a $4 to $6 million a year volume real estate agent while I was also doing appraisal work, and then moved into the ownership role. And at a point a couple years ago, I was moving out of sales and strictly into ownership. And then through, like you say, there's ups and downs in this business and in life, have been blessed with so many new awarenesses, is what I call them, based on life experience and personal and business, that one of the ideas that I came up with was this concierge concept. And how as a new agent do you grow your advocacy sphere when you're starting from ground zero? And there's a good question. I mean, I'll ask you guys that question. What would your answer be to that question?
I love it, man. Hey, here's what I always tell people right away, right? There's 3 categories I think you need to look at right away when you're building your sphere that people ignore. I think they ignore their friends and family, because the last thing someone wants to be to their friends and family is a salesperson, so they ignore them, they think their uncle's going to use them. And I always harp all the time with people is that, look, your Uncle John knows you, because I have an Uncle John. He knows you as Luke the nephew. He doesn't know you as Luke the real estate agent. You've got to let him know, because you got to ask yourself this question right now. Do you know what your uncle needs in his job to be successful? Chances are you might know what his job is. Maybe you don't even know what he does, but you might know what his job is, but you don't know what he needs to be successful. And so first, you want to start with your friends and family. Second, that I tell people all the time is look at your social life, your social activities that you do every day. I always give the analogy of the gym, because I've been going to the gym since the beginning of the year consistently. The beautiful thing about
that on one of your podcasts.
Your social routine, what's beautiful about your social routine is it's consistent usually. You go to the same church usually, you go to the same gym usually, so it gives you the opportunity to very slowly but surely build relationships with those people in your sphere and non-awkwardly, for most of us, non-awkwardly introduce yourself and what you do to the people at the gym and the people at your church. So that's just a couple of just areas I would give you. There's more, but that's how I would go about it. But tell us,
that's really good.
Your thought process on this concierge, you're thinking how do new agents generate leads? How do they actually build their sphere? What's your thoughts?
Well, and I agree with you 100%, and I did not do that in 2008. However, I signed up for your magazine. It's a 50 magazine minimum.
Yeah.
Now, I was an appraiser, and I'm an introvert, so I had about 6 people on my list, which means I had to figure out how to send the magazine out to 44 other people. I literally went to my mother and said, "Mom, can I send this magazine to your friends?" And over the course of a year or two, it went from 40 of my mother's friends, 6 of mine, 4 people that I started to interact with at work. And slowly it converted into clients through relationships.
That's awesome.
The transactions closing. So one of the things that an agent today can do is exactly what you said, and be prepared. Have your business cards with you all the time. In the grocery store, you could overhear somebody talking about real estate. I was at a sports bar 2 weeks ago, and these 2 guys were selling their homes by owner. And I just couldn't help myself. I had to stand up and, I just said, well, here, guys, here's what I do. Here's my card. And let me tell you, ask you a question. Are you, how much of the buyer pool are you losing by trying to sell your home by owner, and what does it mean to you? And they just looked at me with these blank stares. And within a week, both of them listed their properties with a discount broker, and I'm just waiting for the call when they want to hire me. However,
dude, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So like you say, you must be aware, and you hit on something that's really interesting, because I do a lot of coaching, and RE/MAX has a program called Momentum. Mm-hmm. Momentum training for agents and for owners. And the first tier agent is typically the agent that is 2 years or under in experience. And we call it the 3 C's. If you were to make a pyramid, the first C is commitment, and the second C is consistency. And through commitment and consistency, you gain confidence. And when you gain that confidence, you're more compelled to show up again the next day and be committed and be more consistent and build more confidence. And it goes around and around and around until you get to the point where you step up to a tier 2 broker, which are the 3 E's. E as in energy. So then you develop the endurance to take what you've learned and create effective, that's another E, and efficient systems, systemization that you can now use to leverage away. So without getting into the entire business model of a realtor, let me just say there are 4 models. There's the economic model, the operational model, the organizational model, and the career development model. And I just want to give you guys a plug, because here's what I found out in doing a little bit of research. I don't know if you guys just rolled it out this year or not. However, if you're looking for an item of value to send to your clients, other than this, which is the best in the industry in the entire country.
For those listening and not watching, he's holding up American Lifestyle magazine.
Yes, I am. And in addition to that, you have 48 print media items of value for agents and clients alike that you can download at print quality, print it out, and send it to your sphere. And then I'm not done. It keeps going. You've got 11 ebook downloads.
All right, Leonard, you're hired.
Yes. We did not pay him, guys. We did not pay him to say this.
I'm retiring. I'm trying to retire, guys. Sorry. And then you have 8 success guides. Now, how much is that worth? I mean, what would somebody pay for that?
Right. Well, to kind of apply that to your business, I mean, all that we're doing and all that we try to do and coach our clients to do, and this is something where, Leonard, I think we work so well together. There's a lot of synergy there because it's all about adding value. And in your business, how are you adding value? Where I listened to a podcast recently, this is kind of a cheesy analogy that they use, but it's where you're offering all cheese and no whiskers. So the kind of idea there is you're offering clients what they want. You're just giving them the cheese, but you're not showing them the whiskers yet because ultimately you want to convert that to a sale.
Correct.
But you're doing that by providing the value. And if you spend so much of your time and energy on just trying to get value out there to the people, and this is what we'll kind of get into next. And Leonard, I want to ask you specifically what your thought is on an advocate. But eventually, whether someone uses you or not, we've helped you in your business, and that ultimately is going to keep us top of mind for when someone else is looking for something that we do provide or when you're at a point where you're ready to use something that we provide. So, Leonard, why don't you kind of take that and explain to us or explain to the audience what your definition or what your idea of an advocate for your business is?
An advocate. It's one step below a transaction, basically. So, and you taught me this, Josh, unknown to known to relationship to advocacy. And within the advocacy sphere, some call it the network. We call it the advocacy sphere. From the advocacy sphere comes the referrals. Now, who cares if the advocate is someone you've done a transaction with or it's someone who you have earned advocacy from through providing the kind of value you guys provide to agents that may not even be your clients. You can go on your website and get all this for free and not be a subscriber. The thing is, what's going to happen is everything that you teach here requires something static to stay in the flow with your advocacy sphere, and this is it. This is 6 times a year, and you can fill in the gaps because you've got the digital edition. Now, the digital edition is once a month, right?
Yep.
Luke?
Oh, amen, baby.
Okay. Just want to make sure you're paying attention. You're still once a month on this digital edition, and what does it have? It's got a back-end dashboard that tracks engagement, right?
Yep.
So you've got advocates, you've got magazine going to the advocates, you've got a digital edition that shows engagement, and now you're wondering, who do I write my personal notes to? Well, let me check my dashboard. That's pretty good engagement from these 5 people. I think I'll write personal notes to these 5 people. And then you coach on the methods on what to say in a personal note, you know, the Ford system, the family, occupation, recreation, dreams. And you stay in the flow with these people and you create advocacy. And some of them you have done transactions with. And what we're doing is some of them we have simply helped with their needs within their home and within the community that they live. So we have residents in our community that we will never do transactions with. However, we can help them with their investment through services that they may need for their home.
Well, I love what I love what you said there, and I don't want to cut you off because I want to get back to that. But the point that you've made in marketing something that a real estate agent would do, right, is a home. You've touched on what's the practical advantage of a home, right? It's somewhere where you can live. Right. What's the emotional connection to your home? That's where you're raising a family, creating memories. And then what's the logical or the financial value of a home?
The investment.
It's the investment. So just I don't want anyone to miss that's listening before you go into your next point.
The 3 breakdowns.
You've really set 3 unique or 3 selling propositions that you do as a real estate agent that you might miss otherwise.
3 ways to communicate.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 ways to communicate, whether you're doing a transaction or not.
Well, so if you're struggling with coming up with content, bring it back to those 3 things. If you're struggling, what do I say on my social media? Focus on this one today.
I got my phone number covered a little bit, and Phoenix and Maggie helped with the design of this. This is an app. This phone number is an app. It's I'm using Verizon's One Talk app, and there's several apps out there. You want to have a separate phone number for your concierge service.
Nice.
And how do you get the message out that you're a concierge for the community? There's several ways you can do it. You can do it with a targeted Facebook ad, and you guys are the best at that. And you can do it through social media outreach, targeted Facebook ads. You can do it through the old-fashioned way, which is just door hangers. And all you do is you plant that card with it's got a magnet on the back of it and say, stick this on your fridge, give me a try. And when you need anything to do with your home as it pertains to investment, the sanctuary, the maintenance of a home, I get a call for a painter or an electrician twice a week, every week. And
wow,
I don't have those people in a database. So here's the trick to doing this. Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
Go to your local Chamber of Commerce, join, and try Edmonds. Edmonds, Washington, Chamber of Commerce. Google Greg Urban, Chamber of Commerce, Edmonds, Washington. There'll be a hyperlink, and it'll say member directory. You have your ability, you've got your database built in right there of people in your community that are electricians 5 deep, plumbers 4 deep, contractors 7 deep, carpet cleaners 10 deep. You've got lawn maintenance. You've got everything you need to help with the maintenance and care of the home. You've got designers, stagers. You've got people, homes where the heart is where memories are made. It's where people are married and might need counseling. You've got counselors on the member directing. You've got everything you could possibly need for the home there, and you've got every community event for the next year on a calendar. So all you need is a landing page. It's a very simple landing page. You don't need a full-blown website. You could do that. However, that's all you need is you need this app that has a separate number other than your business card. You need a landing page that has, here's the services that I'm providing for the community. It's here, click here for to call me. I'll let you know about all the events. I'll send you links to what's coming up. What are you interested in? There's engagement possibilities there. And on the home side, call whatever service you need. I can take care of it for you. And this is where I'd like to do a real quick role play with Josh.
Yes.
Oh, let's do
Josh,
it. Yes.
We were warned about this before the podcast.
Yes. Role play with Josh.
Are you sure that you can handle this?
I'm ready.
I should put this on social media.
We've already proven that I'm a horrible role-playing participant with Luke multiple times, but I'm going to do it.
Oh, well, I'm going with Josh on this one. So it's all about touches, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You want to go from unknown to known. So this redacted number right here is what we want people to call. There's several ways we can get them to call that number. We can get social media, door hangers, whatever. Okay?
Yep.
So they call that number, and Josh, you've just called the number. The phone is ringing. I pick up my phone.
Yes.
Concierge, how can I help you?
I'm looking
Now, Josh, you're looking for a carpet cleaner.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking for a carpet cleaner. I saw your number it was on my front door. I saw this concierge number, but I'm looking for someone to clean my carpets.
Oh, okay. Well, Josh, would it be okay if you give me 2 hours? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my database, and I'm going to make some calls on your behalf, and I'm going to call you back in 2 hours and let you know which carpet cleaner is going to call you for an appointment. Would that be okay?
That sounds fantastic.
Okay, great. Well, I'll talk to you in 2 hours.
Okay.
Hang up. Luke, you got to keep track.
Okay.
How many touches is that?
That's one.
Hey,
Well, technically, Leonard, it's probably 2 because you touched him once with your magnet business card. Even though it's not a face-to-face touch, you touched him once there, and now you touched him with a phone call.
Or Josh could have found it on, Josh, he's Mr. Google. He could have found it on Google AdWords.
That's true, too. So we're going to count it. One touch.
So let's call it touch 1. Okay. So I'm calling Josh back. Okay. Josh, you can answer.
Hello. This is Josh.
Hey, Josh. Yeah, it's Leonard from Remax. I wanted to get back to you and let you know that Tom Frank is a carpet cleaner, and I've checked him out through the chamber. He comes highly recommended. Would it be okay if he gives you a call in the next 5 minutes?
Next 5 minutes, yeah, I'm available.
Okay, all right. I'm going to call him. He's going to call you in 5 minutes, and then I'd like to check back with you in about an hour or two just to make sure that the appointment's been made and find out that he did, in fact, call and you're satisfied with that. Would that be okay?
That's great.
Luke, how many touches?
2, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 2 touches.
2. We're at 2 touches. Okay. So what was his name? Bob Frank? John Frank?
Tom Frank.
He calls back. Tom Frank.
Yep.
That's actually a cousin of mine. So Tom calls back, and Josh is like, yeah, Tom, what can you do for me? You guys agree upon a meeting, a time, and the price is right, and I'm calling Josh again. This is 2 hours later. Go ahead and answer, Josh.
Hi, this is Josh.
Hey, Josh, it's Leonard. I just wanted to make sure that Tom got a hold of you and you got that appointment set for carpet cleaning. Did that all go good for you? What do you got going?
Leonard, Tom called me. We got the appointment set up. Sounds like a fantastic guy. Really appreciate you setting that up with me.
Okay, so what day and time is that appointment, if you don't mind me asking?
He's actually coming Thursday at 9:30 to check it out.
Thursday at 9:30.
Yeah.
Perfect. Would you mind if I follow up with you? Because this is protocol. For people to stay on our list, they've got to do a better than great job. They have to do an excellent job. Would it be okay if I follow up with you around 12:30 on Thursday?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. All right, Josh. Well, good luck with carpet cleaner. You won't need it. You're going to love them, and I'll talk to you Thursday. Okay, take care. Bye.
Thanks, Leonard.
Ladies
Luke,
and gentlemen,
how many touches is that?
That was 3 touches. I'm
That's
really
3
good at
touches.
keeping these
Okay.
touches, by the way, if I can just say that. I'm very good at my job over here.
You better keep 3 fingers up.
Yeah.
You
Leonard, I'm
might
going to come
forget
for
how
a
far
raise
physically-
on my next podcast after this because I'm so good.
Okay,
at
here
this.
we go. So it's Thursday. It's 12:30. I'm calling Josh. You can answer now.
Hi, this is Josh.
Hey, Josh. It's Leonard from Remax. I'm calling 12:30 Thursday as promised. Wanted to see how that carpet cleaning went. How'd it go?
It went really well. Tom did an amazing job. The dog hair is gone. We got the kids' juice.
What about the smell? Was the smell gone?
juice that was spilled in the corner cleaned up. It was the kids, not me, I promise.
Wow.
That's what I told my wife. No, he did a fantastic job.
Well, that's
Leonard.
what you told your wife. Okay,
Thank
well.
you for setting that up.
Happy wife, happy life. So that's great. So it all worked out great for you. And I'm going to give Tom what? Should I give him 5 stars on my
Yes.
database here for the work that he
absolutely.
did?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so are you wondering why I do this? Why do I provide this number, this concierge service? Did it
Kind
come
of.
to your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you think I do it?
Well, you're trying to help. You're trying to help out your potential clients in the community, maybe.
Well, yeah, it could be a potential client. However, really, what I'm doing here is I'm asking for the opportunity to earn your advocacy. Because I really don't want you to move from this area. This is the greatest place there is to live in America, as far as I'm concerned. There's this place called King of Prussia. It's close. It's a close second. However, Edmonds is number 1, and you know about, believe it or not, you know 50 people that in the next 12 months they're going to be in transition.
Wow.
And they might bring up the fact that they need to possibly have the services of a realtor. And Josh, you may know 2 or 3 realtors. All I'm asking for is the opportunity to earn your advocacy and be one of the names that you mention when somebody's looking for a realtor. Does that sound reasonable? Is that fair?
Yes, that sounds fair.
Okay. Well, what I'd like to do is I'm glad you're happy with the carpet. I'd like to come by Monday next week. You don't even have to be there. I want to drop off this American Lifestyle magazine. And I noticed that you found out about me through Google. You must be a real Google fan. And I'm gonna bring with. Have you really?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring to your house this magnet card that goes on the fridge in this American Lifestyle, and then I'm going to ask you permission to send it every 2 months, and also get your email address to send you the digital edition, because it's got so much information about how you can take care of your house, different things you can do to make it a better sanctuary. And then it's got my landing page, which will give you information on what's going on in our community. And you don't even have to look at what's going on in the community. You can just call me and I'll tell you what's coming up. I can even get you reservations for events. I'm that, You got a guy? I got a guy. And I can help you out in the community and in the home. So with that said, is it okay if I pop by on Monday and drop off this magazine and send it to you every 2 months?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude.
You sound excited, Josh.
Absolutely.
120%.
130%. Absolutely. I would love to see you on Monday morning.
Dude, ladies and gentlemen, that's the fourth touch point, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it's done.
I think it's 5.
Teed up the 5th, yeah.
Yeah, teed up the 5th.
Yeah.
You haven't done the 5th.
Just teed up the 5th, which is Monday, which is face-to-face.
Yeah.
We're working into a relationship, and we've got the magazine now. It's coming every 2 months. It's got a digital edition that's coming via email every month, and we get to see what kind of engagement Josh has with the digital edition.
So let me just recap that, because
provide a personal note we're supposed to know.
Leonard, that's super powerful. I want to recap it for our audience, because as you're listening to this role play, right, and you're listening to Leonard do this, I am telling you guys, as much as you think in your mind, wow, that might be awkward for me to do, that is what will make you a top producer. If you do that. And here's why. Here's what you don't realize is happening with what he's doing. What he's doing there is he is all about adding value to the client, not for his business, even so much so that he's not even looking for their business. He's not even looking to sell their home or buy or help them buy a home. He's so just all about them that he's just asking for their advocacy. And that's what so many people miss out on, is what he's doing is he's literally given himself 5 touch points to somebody to build mind share, as Gary Keller would say, and as we would say. It's all about building the mind share.
Yeah.
He's then giving him ample opportunity to then turn that into a relationship. And most importantly, he's not making that client or potential client feel uncomfortable at any point of the way. It is literally all about them. It's not about you. And that's what I guess.
It's 100% about them.
Correct. And that's what's going to build your business. See, most of us, when we wake up today in real estate, what do we think? Oh, we need a buyer. We need a seller, because we got to make a commission check, because we got to pay our bills. And so we go out into the world and we search for people that are trying to buy or sell homes. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. But understand that top producers who build and make over $150,000 a year, guys, this is not my stat. This is stats that you can look up. Top producers who make $150,000 plus a year, 60+% of their business comes from referrals, comes from relationships. That's where, and as you walk down on the income scale of realtors, as you walk it all the way back down to $24,000 a year, the lowest in realtors that are making $24,000 a year, it is a crazy low number percentage that comes from referrals, meaning that if you want to build a long-term business, you have to implement these type of systems, this concierge type system, which is so simple. It literally is print yourself a business card with the phone number.
It's also great for, we hear a lot that I don't have that book yet. And Leonard, you were talking about this in the beginning, is I don't have that book of clients. How am I supposed to get referrals from them? This is how.
This is how.
This is literally
Go
how.
to your Chamber of Commerce. You print a business card with a phone number for your concierge service. Go to the Chamber of Commerce, become a member, get connected with the contractors, electricians, everybody you need in that 3 category of what the home is. You know, it's the emotional part, it's the investment part, it's the maintenance part. So find those people, then spread the word by doing door knocking, door hangers, calling people. I like the It's inspiring me, man. I'm getting pumped up. Do that, and then when you get your first phone call for a painter or for a carpet cleaner, you have 5 touch points. You have 5 opportunities you're setting yourself up for to build a relationship that's going to ultimately lead to what? An advocate. And there's a key point that Leonard made on this podcast that I don't want people to miss. All of us walk past advocates every single day because they're not a transaction. Because they're not a transaction.
That's right.
We don't see instant gratification. They're not a transaction. And so we walk right past them. There are so many relationships that will never buy from you guys that can be amazing advocates for your business. And they might never buy from you. And don't walk past those. So anyways, with that being said, Leonard, I got to ask you, we always end the podcast with 2 questions, man. So we're getting near the end. There's so much gold there that you gave to people in that system if they just apply it. The first question I want to ask you is, I get this question all the time. Everybody's looking for the magic formula of success. We know it doesn't exist, so I'm not asking you for the magic formula, but I am wanting to ask you, you know, you've been successful in your career. You have multiple businesses. You've been successful. Is there a routine that you do every single day? Are there things you do every single day to make sure you drive success in your personal life and your business?
Yes. I do a morning mindset, and I do an end of the day bookend.
Okay.
Now, I'm blasphemous by saying that I do that every day. You know, when you're really busy or things are not going your way, sometimes you slip. However, top of mind is a morning mindset, and it's really simple. And we're going to get a little medical here. Josh is going, oh no. It's okay, Josh. It'll be all right.
Keep it PG, please.
Hey, I got him to smile. No, first thing you do is you get out of bed and you brush your teeth. Most people think, oh, I've got to drink that water. I got to drink that water because I'm dehydrating all night long. Do you want to skip brushing your teeth and flush down 52 billion bacteria?
I do.
Or do you want to brush your teeth and then drink your water without having to flush stuff into your system that's bad for you? So brush your teeth. You drink half your weight in ounces of water throughout the day. Try to get a big chunk of it done in the morning. And while you're drinking your water, you turn on some music. This is what I do. I turn on music. I set a tone of quiet mind thinking, and then I do exercise. And for me, exercise, it's only 5 to 10 minutes a day. It's planks, push-ups, and the 1, 2, 3 Heisman, and sometimes it's a short run around the block just to get your heart rate up. And then you finish off with a nutritious, real meal that's got low burning energy. For me, it's oatmeal and fruit in the oatmeal. Drink some more water. And then you turn on your phone. That's the last thing you do. You're done with your morning mindset. You're ready to go to work. You've cleared your head. You've got a quiet mind. Things are in focus, and bam, off you go. And if you don't have a transaction to do that day, what could you do that day?
Right.
Yeah.
You could create an advocate.
Yes, you can.
You know? And there's 6 prospecting sources. One of them is the network or the advocacy sphere. So there are 5 other ways to go from unknown to known. Bring your magazines and your cards with you to all of those. Open houses, calling on FSBOs, whatever. And there's classes on all of that. You guys have information for that on your site for free for people to see how to do it. So if you don't have a transaction that day, your next most vital activity would be to create an advocate to get out and meet somebody that day. Then there's all your relevant things that just must get done. They must not get done now. They just must get done. And you'll organize that. And when will you do that, Luke?
I will do that yesterday.
Yes! Wow, man, he's good. That's why you're the president, maybe?
That's maybe why I'm the president, because all the things you have to get done, I've done them yesterday. You know?
Yeah, in your head.
In my head, yeah. In my heart, too, sometimes. Just not in physical.
Part, my friends. It's you bookend the night before. You pick a time. It's 6 o'clock, not 11:30, Josh, p.m. It's 6 o'clock p.m., and I'm guilty of answering your emails at that time. So, it's 6 p.m., you bookend, so at 5:30 on your calendar, you block 30 minutes to go over your list for the next day. You're done. Your mind is clear. You get up in the morning, you do your morning mindset routine, and you do it. And what is it? That's the 3 C's. You're committing to a morning mindset. You're consistently doing it every day. And throughout the day, you're developing confidence because you're going to get a hit. It's a numbers game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a lot more hits when you're not asking for a transaction. You're asking for a referral. You're not even doing that. You're asking for the opportunity to become someone that they would advocate for. Mm-hmm. Mm. And your magazine, your digital edition, and a little card and a landing page, that's all you need to get started. Now,
I love asking people that question because, especially all the interviews we do, because it's amazing. All these successful people, guys, you're listening to someone who owns a brokerage, that owns Motto Mortgage, that owns an appraisal company, a very successful person that's had a successful career and is still having a successful career. It's not over, even though you're looking to retire. It's not over. And here's a guy, and what is he telling you?
I'm going to retire?
Well, no, you told us you're going to retire. But hey, man, I'm not about retiring. But the point being is that
facelift.
You are saying the same thing that so many people say. You get up, you set your mindset, you eat healthy. At the end of the day, you reflect on what you've done and what you need to do the next day.
Yes.
It's not rocket science.
Yes.
There's not a magic formula. No. It is literally just focus, put in the work. It's those 3 C's you talk about. So let me end with this question, Leonard. Let me end with this, is knowing what you know now. You have 27 years of experience, right? Maybe more. Knowing what you know now, what would you go back and tell younger Leonard? What would you go back and tell your younger self?
4 decades of experience.
Yes, okay, 4 decades of experience. What would you tell your younger self to do more or do less of?
What I would focus on as a younger Leonard 10 years ago would be to keep that A-plus sphere true and pure of real advocates, people that will sing your praises when asked. Maybe not exclusively. They'll sing your praises. Your name will come up in conversation. And people will ask why. And it could just be, he showed me, he introduced me to this carpet cleaner. It was off the charts. I call him for anything that I need. And that person's going to, what do you mean? I thought he was a realtor. That's what he considers to be a realtor, someone that knows everything there is to know about a home and the community. And that's where you're going to get your advocacy. So what I would do is I'd get all 50 magazines. I'd get 6 sent out to the people that I know. And then I'd get in front of people, whether it be through door hangers, open houses, FSBO routines, hand out the magazine, ask permission to mail it to them every 2 months. Because once you have that permission, now they're in your advocacy sphere.
Yes.
And oh, by the way, what's the best email I can send you the digital edition to? And that's going to come once a month. And you've got a dashboard that tracks engagement.
So before we close, what's the question? What's the question you're going to test me with?
Josh is nervous.
Yeah, he's nervous. He's shaking over here, guys. If you watch this video, he's shaking.
Oh, mess this up.
Okay. You're the Dean Martin of the Jerry Lewis Dean Martin. Anyway, and I'm not saying you're Jerry Lewis, Luke. Anyway, cost is only an issue in the absence of
value.
Boom. Oh,
got it.
He nailed it, guys.
You got it.
Hey, the only reason people won't buy is because the value doesn't outweigh the cost. It's the only reason why people don't buy.
Well, think about the value of Reminder Media. You're between $150 to $200 a month for 50 magazines to get you in front of people. So it sticks, plus a digital magazine edition that goes out every month where you can track engagement. Yeah. And then all you got to do is fill in the gaps with personal notes. And all you got to do is be proactive. You provide coaching at your company.
Yep.
Well, you're looking for...
if I might drop a name.
And it's free coaching.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Phoenix is freaking unbelievable.
And you're looking for where to spend your time, where to spend your the most valuable thing that you have is your time. And this is something that we've mentioned this before, but the kind of the phrase that you've introduced to us is that the most dollar productive activities of the day. And that's all that you're looking to do. So if you're focused on the people, and guys, we're going to say it. Of course, we want you guys to use what we provide. But if you don't use us, if you're using another email application, make sure that you have the ability to track engagement. And that is where your focus should go.
Apply these principles, man.
So thank you so much for being here, Leonard.
True.
We really appreciate you taking the time to walk us through that. I think there's some great tangible takeaways. Before we close, is there anywhere that people can connect with you? Did you want to let the people know where to connect with you?
Just Leonard at leonardschiffman.com, or you can give people my phone number. I answer my phone. Text is the best. And if they want ideas, I'll help them set this up. And you set it yourself. If they don't sign up for the magazine, you've got downloads for free that they can send out to people.
That is awesome.
That's going to turn them into advocates to your company. And I'm one of your biggest advocates. I've been with you since 2008.
Awesome.
My mother has every copy of every magazine.
His mother actually,
it's very cool. It's very cool.
We should post a picture. Let's put that in the show notes of his mother with the magazines. But if you don't mind, we won't. But we'll talk about that after the podcast.
She will agree to that now.
Yeah, I love it. It's amazing seeing all the magazines spread out.
So thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today here on Stay Paid, please go to iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, and make sure to leave a comment. You can also find this podcast in video on youtube.com/remindermedia. Make sure to tell someone else about the podcast today. And if you'd like to get hold of me or Luke, please email us at podcast@remindermedia.com or you can find us both on Instagram or LinkedIn. And of course, you can check out Reminder Media on social media. We are at Reminder Media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Thanks again for being here, Leonard. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
And I'm Luke Acree, guys, and I'm going to close with this. I believe the action item you really should be taking action on from this podcast is building that concierge model. But I know that maybe seems super intense for you guys. Re-listen to this podcast. It's really, really simple. It's not very hard. Simple. But start with this. Get connected with your Chamber of Commerce and get yourself a Rolodex of vendors. They shouldn't be called vendors. They should be called partners. Get yourself a group of partners that hit that 3-tier approach of the home, where you're connecting on the emotional side, you're connecting on the maintenance side, and you're connecting on the investment side. Build yourself that Rolodex. It's really easy. Go to your Chamber of Commerce this week. Get connected. Get that Rolodex. Build those partnerships. Difference between a top producer and a mediocre producer is top producers take action. So take action on that today and stay paid, guys.